The following is a conversation with Alex Ambs. He is a professional wake skater who competes at the highest levels that his sport has to offer. On top of that, he is also one of the top producing sales representatives inside of his office. In this conversation, I tried to get from him the secrets to his success and see how he's able to balance both of those high-level activities on top of having a social life that is also very healthy. The biggest thing I got from him was his mentality doesn't allow room for negativity. He is always positive, and he maintains that as a skill and as a discipline throughout his entire life. This allows him to maintain his schedule and focus even when things look tough for him. He does not give him any excuse to look at anything negatively. He just focuses on the next step. Now, as that was the biggest thing that I got from him, there was still a lot more to be learned from him, as well as just studying his perspective on life. No matter who you are, whether you're an athlete, or you're a professional businessman, or you're just looking to figure out your way in the world, there is much to be gained from his perspective and his approach to life that I believe that everybody can adapt some part into their own life as well. Now, with that said, my friends and family, I hope you all gain as much information and value from this conversation that I gained from him myself. With that, my friends and family, this is Alex Ambs.
Miss Alex Ambs. Is it Alex Ambs or Alex Ambs? I know.
Alex Ambs.
Alex Ambs.
Yep.
Like Ambs.
Pretty close. Yep, the B's kind of silent, but can spell
Gotcha.
Ambs without BS.
Gotcha. I feel like you've said that a million times.
Got that from my dad,
Gotcha.
It's a good one.
I've been staring at your name for like the last 2 years trying to figure out how the fuck do I pronounce that? Is it Ambs?
I get, Ambs a lot, and it kind of stuck, which, I mean, if you just read it, that's what it looks like. And
Mm-hmm. But it's Alex Ambs, though.
Ambs, yep.
Gotcha. Welcome. How you doing,
Thanks.
brother?
Good, man. Good to see you. Appreciate you having me.
No, man, it's good Saturday. No, we've been trying to get this done for about like a year and a half now.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah, before I even had like 50 subs, I've been talking about getting you on, but like, no, I need to build a better following first and figure out a platform.
Well, appreciate you having me, man. Yeah.
Awesome. So you are definitely one of the most interesting people that I know. All right, because you're a high-level professional wakeboarder.
Wake skater.
Wake skater,
Yep.
Gotcha. Wake skater, because you're not on the concrete.
So it's a mix between wakeboarding and skateboarding. Mm-hmm. So it's like grip tape, but you're still riding on the water, but you can do skateboard-based tricks getting towed. So you're not strapped in with boots like a wakeboard. So it's a little bit different.
Gotcha. Have you done wakeboarding?
Yep, I did that growing up quite a bit, and then transition. I don't really do that anymore. Just strictly wake skating.
Gotcha. Awesome. So professional wake skater at a fairly high level. Right? Yeah. I've seen some of your videos. You do some bonkers stuff. I was like, whoa.
Appreciate it. Yeah, lots of falling, but
yeah. And you're also like a very, very high level salesman, and you're doing very well, crushing the numbers, from what I understand.
Yep.
All right. And you also have like a very good, healthy social life too, which is like the stuff that I find when people perform at a high level, is their social life is usually what suffers the most. You've somehow managed to balance that as well.
Yes, the best of my ability, but.
All right, so so I guess we'll start off at the beginning, and then we'll get to the how you balance it, because I definitely want to hear that. But I guess the obvious question here is, how'd you get into wake skating, and then
wake skating, I grew up on a lake, Clark Lake, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Parents had a boat. I always had some friends. We were into wakeboarding. Got a wake skate too. I was always into skateboarding, so just a natural, like, oh, wake skate, we'll try that out. And summers, that's what we'd fill our time with. Fall, when it was getting a little bit colder, I'd go to skateboarding and then snowboarding, so I was always filling the season time with some kind of board. And then wake skating I just found to be the most fun. And
your feet were always attached to a board somehow?
As much as I could, yeah.
Gotcha. So is that a pretty big sport then? Because obviously I know very little about that world, but like when I watch videos, there seems to be like a decent sized crowd, and I'm just wondering, how big is this really?
I would say it's still pretty damn niche. It's on the come up, like skateboarding in the 80s, like it took a dive and then had a big resurgence. I feel like wake skating was bigger maybe 10, 20 years ago, and now it's coming out like with all the videos, high level riding with a lot of guys all across the world. It is cool to see, and we have like a professional wake skate league now, which I have a contest coming up here next week, so we live broadcast that, and I think we're getting a better following. People see the videos out there, and most people though, when I say, oh, I wake skate, they're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
So it's still pretty niche, I'd say,
Yeah.
in a small community, but a fun one.
That's cool. That's cool. And how many years have you been doing it?
21, I would say, because I got my first probably around 10 or 12 years old wake skate, so long time. But it was seasonal because Michigan, it's like you only have the summers to ride, so it wasn't until I moved to Florida that I really, 6 years ago, kind of went all in on wake skating.
Gotcha. In Florida, I imagine, because it's hot 10 months out of the year and extremely hot the other two.
Yeah, Florida's like the mecca, I would say, of water sports, towed water sports, especially Orlando. But Tampa has a big presence there too, but Florida's a place to be, summer all year round.
Gotcha. So are there like practice teams that you work with and everything, where you just like work on like basic fundamentals, or?
It's really just riding with whoever. If you got a wake skate, I'll come talk to you at the dock, and whether you're learning, just get up the first time, or obviously a lot better guys than me trying to pick their brain, or just riding with people. So it's not so much going out and practicing, like let's just ride. If someone's out there or shows interest in a wake skate, I like giving wakeboarders a wake skate, like, hey, try this out, you might like it, and a lot of them do.
And there's like different tiers in this world, right? Because from what I understand, like about a year ago or something, you hopped into like a higher tier.
Yeah, so I won a contest in Virginia, an amateur contest called Junction Function, and from winning that, they're like, hey, you should ride pro this next one, which still out of my element, still probably am, but bumped it up to I'm riding with the guys I looked up to, still do.
That's really cool.
Top tier, yeah. I still geek out when I'm on the dock, like, holy shit, they're next to me or riding against them.
And you're one of these guys now. And probably some like 10-year-old kid on his phone watching, oh my God, that's Alex Ambs.
I don't know about that. I mean, my trick selection, that's kind of where I stand out. I just do different tricks that other people wouldn't. I'm not that consistent or have the biggest, gnarliest shit, but I try to pick where I'm good at, that maybe a different style or trick selection that helps me stand out. But I don't think it's like the craziest stuff, or I'm at that high level of wake skating, but no one else is doing it. So I think that helps stand out.
So like, I know in skateboarding, because I was in that world for a little while, like there's like different type of skateboarders. You have like the guys who are strictly the half pipe, guys who are strictly on the streets, more like and the guys who are just like specializing in like grinding type flips or whatever.
Yeah.
Does that exist in your world as well?
To some extent. I mean, the best guys can ride everything. I'm not that good behind boat. There's this guy named Coco Mendez. He can do it all behind boat, cable, whatever, just effortless, consistent. A few other guys like that, but I would say full-size cable, which is like a pulley system, so you're on a lake, multiple people can be riding at one time. There's jumps, rails. There was a place, McCormick's, that just closed down 20 minutes from here that I've been riding at the past 5 years. Hopefully it reopens. I don't know what is going on there, but that's where I would say I ride the most at. And then I just got an electric winch, which winching's a whole different beast, so you can take this portable winch pretty much anywhere, and if there's water and a place to hook it up, you can essentially ride. That's similar to, I'd say, street skateboarding, where you go out in the streets and you get clips on. You're not at a skate park where it's all groomed and perfect. You're out doing it places you probably shouldn't be, but it looks the best. And that's a whole different.
Just places that haven't put up skate stops yet.
Exactly.
Do they still have that down here? Places that don't have skate stops? Because I know like up front over here,
every bench is skate stop for the most part.
Yeah. But I still see people riding over there. I'm like, oh man, that is.
Yeah.
Because I've hit a skate stop before, just because I wanted to see what would happen. I went down bad.
Not that too clever of a name. It stops you.
No, I was a moron.
Well, even the architecture on some of the benches out here, because I'm always looking at ledges, stairs, or whatever. I mean, they'll make them with the cracks now, or purposely not to be skateboarded on.
Yeah.
But
okay. Awesome. So you're competing with the higher tier guys now, right? The guys you used to look up to, and you're up there next to them now?
Yep, we're riding in the same heats as them and stuff.
Wow.
I don't do too well in contests, but
Is it because those guys are just that good?
yeah, they're that consistent and just crazy stuff. And then also tricks I do, it's kind of like, well, I don't know what that was or how do you even score that against this, but as long as I go out and I get a trick or two that I'm happy with and people are stoked on, I mean, that's all I really give a shit about.
Is it a whole different mindset when you're competing at that level?
Yeah, and
What do you do about it?
I try not to think about it too much. You try to plan out your run, because I'll think about it before I go there, and then when you get there the day of, it's like, oh, that what I just planned out, that's out the window, and you have to see what's working that day. Try to, the hour before, I'll try to at least decompress, maybe listen to some music, and then go out there a little amped up. But I try to land something kind of simple, build up the confidence, and then just keep adding to it instead of just going balls to the wall. Try your hardest shit, because you're gonna fall.
Is that what you used to do?
Yeah.
At the lower leagues?
Yeah, I mean, I still do sometimes when it's like, just go for it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hit or miss.
I gotcha. So since you started competing at a higher level, has your growth and improvement been the same, or is it steady, or?
I like
How's
the
that
pressure. I mean, it's a whole different level where I feel like still not where I want to be, but being under those circumstances, riding with the guys that are better than me, it's only going to push me to be better. So I'm out of my comfort zone, which in the long run is only going to make me better, I feel. And as long as I keep doing that, hopefully something come together or just improve on my riding. I'm more concerned about coming out with like a cool video part than winning a contest, because no one, in the long run, I don't know who won something 10 years ago. I mean, but a video part, that's something you can look back on like an album for an artist.
That's timeless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So you're not so much concerned about winning, but as you are about just putting on a really good show for you, yourself, the viewers, and just whoever's in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to do good. I don't go into anything wanting to lose, but for that, I know kind of my specialty and what I want to accomplish there. I mean, winning, awesome. Probably not going to happen unless some miracle happens. I land the hardest shit in my life consistently. But if I get a few video clips or come up with some new tricks there that I can then later film, and I'm hanging out with all my friends. So a lot of it's just a hang out, kind of kick back and watch some cool riding, and then also compete in it. Yeah. So,
gotcha. So is this like the highest tier that exists right now, that one that you're in, or is there like a step beyond?
I would say that's pretty much it.
That's crazy. You're in the 1%.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of wake skaters either. So
yeah, that too. But even so, 1% of something is still impressive.
Yeah, it's a dream come true. Yeah, be riding with those guys.
Especially because I used to play video games competitively. And I know that one of the most frustrating parts was I felt like as I got better, I didn't see any improvement. But reason being is because as I was getting better, so was everyone else around me. So even though I got better, I still stayed in the same brackets playing against the same people. But we're all getting better. But at the same time, I don't freaking see it, and I get really frustrated.
It is frustrating.
Does that happen in your world?
Yes. If I go out and I don't land a new trick within a few times of riding, I mean, I don't like being stagnant. So it's always trying to land something a little bit different, add a little thing to something, a new grab, anything. Like landing new tricks is the dopamine hit that keeps you going, and kind of what got me hooked in the first place. But as soon as you land your first pop, shove it. So I'm sure skateboarding, just board does a 180. I feel like that's the first trick that most people land. They're like, all right, I love this sport. And that's what got me hooked. And then just landing little simple variations. Of course, you want to land something awesome or a never been done trick. And those are the ones you really want to go after.
That's the highlight reels.
Yeah, those are feel the best. And that's what you want on the video parts is, I've never seen that one.
You picked up any new tricks lately this year?
I do. And saving them for a video part.
I can't talk about it then.
Yep. But yep, that'll be coming out hopefully in the next year or two.
Nice. Awesome. So how much? So you've hit the highest tier right now, and you're still improving. What's next for you then, as far as this is concerned? Are you good? How many more years you got on this?
That's a good question. I mean, 31 now, so that's pretty late in the game, but there's guys older doing it. And I try to do a lot of physical therapy, my room, I got one of the inversion tables, the leg compression things, foam rollers, Theraguns, just trying to take care of my body as far as aches and pains and stretching, hot tub if I get to one. Used to do cryotherapy quite a bit. I'll do any gimmick.
Have you done cryotherapy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to try it, but I'm like, that scares the shit.
There's one right on Kennedy. It's like 3 minutes, just cold as shit for.
They're opening one like right downstairs from here, actually.
I'll hit that up, yeah.
Yeah, and they're doing like all kinds of like different therapy related stuff where they just dump you into like either extreme, like 150 degree tubs, or like 50, 40 degree tubs. I'm like, oh my god.
I like all that stuff.
That stuff is.
It's like a short-term pain, but then you feel awesome after.
Yeah.
And I like pushing it.
So like, what are the effects that you get from it? Because I'm very curious, and I'll be honest, I'm into chicken shit to try it out myself.
So it doesn't fix anything; it just treats it. Inflammation or just kind of soreness. Also, from the cryotherapy, like once you leave there, I just felt like a better sense of clarity, and slept better.
It just like resets your nerves.
It's just shock system, I think. It's like an ice bath, so it's just like, whoa.
You ever do those? You do cold showers?
My shower's kind of broken. I just get super hot ones, so it kind of sucks.
You want the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Awesome. What else are you doing for your body, for your mind, and everything?
I just bought some of those cupping things. Yeah, mess around with those. I don't know what that does, but
like the ones that is like the glass cup and the
and you like pull it up and it just gives you like big ass hickeys all over.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what I feel from that. I just was like, $30 and
give it a shot.
I mean, looks like it does something, but
it's usually just like from the because it originates from like from Chinese acupuncture. Like supposedly I don't know. I've never done it myself, but it pulls the their bad chi out of their system because you have like internal chi system, the same way you have like a blood and nervous system, and what happens is a lot of times like your chi gets stuck in certain places and it makes it so that the energy in your body is difficult to move around. So what the cups supposedly do, I could be wrong, is it's like it targets the spots where the chi is built up, and then it frees it up and allows your energy to circulate. Yeah,
because I heard like wherever the dots are the darkest, like this one's connected to your lungs or your liver, whatever. Like, but
it's not that it connects to your lungs, liver. It's every one of your major internal organs has has this different function in your chi system. So like if you have like a poor liver chi system, it affects everything that's affected to the lungs chi system or the liver chi system, and the same way you want like a healthy flowing like blood system. You also want a good flowing chi system as well.
That makes sense.
Fortunately, Western medicine is still catching up to understanding the chi. So there's not a lot of science articles based on it, and it's only recently has it started to gain some traction as far as Western medicine is concerned.
Yeah, and I do mostly holistic stuff. I don't take any pain pills or stay away from that stuff. Not even Advil. So it's just stretching, kind of different temperatures, massage. I'm gonna be limping when I'm older. It's fun. I mean,
it's the effect of the athlete's body, right?
So I don't know how much longer I got. I think that was the original question. Hoping a few more years.
I mean, it's like you said. There's older people that are still running it, right?
And as long as I can at least ride, which I'll be able to do, but as far as pushing it, or once I get stagnant, like you said with video games, once you stop progressing, you might lose some interest where I don't push it or step back and just do it for fun, which it is already.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so you'll still be wake skating, but you won't be competing necessarily.
Probably. I mean, that's natural progression. Yeah.
You ever think about like hosting your own wake events or starting your own wake league?
I'm helping out with the professional wake skate league now, from a sales standpoint, just with getting sponsors and helping coordinate that. Just because Bob, the guy who does the videography, kind of behind the scenes, getting all the shit out there and online, helps take some stuff off of his plate, just with obtaining sponsors, kind of getting that, and it does take a village to get all that stuff running because it's a big production behind the scenes.
For sure. Yeah, if there's a guy who could definitely help out with sales, it's probably you.
Try, yeah, and it's tough balancing all that too on top of everything else, but.
Yeah, how do you balance all that? Because I know what it takes to be like a top level sales guy. It's hours and hours and hours, like more than a 40-hour work week.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I am naturally not a disciplined person, but having done some other jobs, I've forced myself, which makes it easier, so that whatever I'm doing, that's what I'm doing, and I can block out, for the most part, other distractions. Of course, stuff always bleeds over, but when I go into work, I know what I have to do that day, and I'm not leaving until it's done, and I sit there and do it, which takes a lot more discipline than I'm used to. Mostly stand up, maybe play a game of darts just to get a little break, but I know what numbers I have to hit before I can go wake skate, or if I'm not performing at work and I need a little reset, take off a little early, go wake skate, clear my mind, come back in the next day, tackle it, but try to stick to the same thing each and every day. So I knock that out. It's just different buckets filled with water where you try to keep them all as close together as possible. Doesn't always work, but I've managed to do a pretty good job at it, I think, and can always improve on it. So it's trying to improve, but knowing what I need to do when I come in the door, and what do I have to do in wake skating? I got to go film, or I need to go ride this weekend, and then girlfriend, friends, that I am able to balance it to an extent, which
it's tough.
It's a lot, yeah. Not enough hours in the day.
Yeah. So like, do you ever do like punishments and rewards for yourself, or like if I don't hit X amount of numbers, then I don't get to wake skate, or I don't get to go practice today, or this week?
Yeah. I won't take it away from wake skating usually, just because that is important. That's why I want to work hard, is because I can afford to take time off to go to these wake skate events, to fly to Virginia or wherever. So work is a means to wake skate more and enjoy life. I like getting a good paycheck because that allows me to do all that fun stuff and go out with my friends and have cool experience. So if I'm not hitting my goals at work, that'll bleed over into wake skating, where might not have the same focus or freedom. When I have a good month, my mental clarity is good, I'm feeling good, I'm riding good, other aspects are firing. So if one of those things is not where I want it to be, I try to improve that so I can bring everything else back together, because it all does kind of lead into each other.
So tell me about that then. Tell me like about a time where like one thing was causing distress in the other periods of your life, and how did you like overcome that and fix it?
So I double down. So if I'm having a shitty month at work, I know the process that works. You just pick up the phone, talk to more people, more hours. So I'll just sit down and do more work, and then I might not see the benefits for till the next month or 2 months down, but I know if I put in that work, it will come around. Same thing with wake skating. If I'm not riding good, I just ride more. And then I'll see it, next month or next session that, all right, that trick I was struggling on, I'm landing every time now, or gives me a new idea. So when it is tough or I'm not in a good mood, I just double down on whatever it is.
That's good. That's good, because like a lot of people, like when things get hard, they tend to like take a back seat and like, I'll try again tomorrow. You're taking the opposite approach then of things are getting tough. Well, let me toughen up more and just let me double down on it then. Yeah,
because I've seen it have success in the past. If it, like, oh, it didn't work, it sucks. Like, yeah, just be sucky at everything you try. But, there's reward from trying a trick, a skateboard. Like, I've never met a kid that did a kickflip the first try. You got to do it 100 times.
Yes.
And then you do land it, and it's like, oh, I can do it. You just got to do it 100 times. So skateboarding taught me a lot of stuff that I applied to business, where it's like, I'm going to fail 100,000 times, and then, you land it. Then it gets easier. You learn new stuff. And yeah, skateboarding, I think, helped out a lot. Just that mentality is like, yeah, you're going to fuck up. Let's keep going.
Do you ever have like moments where like it got really dark, where you're like, I don't know if I can do it right now?
that kind of spurred my move to Florida. I was living in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and like I said earlier, I got to be on a board pretty much every season. Well, there's 2 seasons back to back that the snow was bad, so I couldn't really snowboard. It's too wet to skateboard. Can't go out on the lake. So I just come home. It's like, all right, we go to the same bars, watching Netflix or whatever. Go to work, it's dark. Come back, it's dark. And I just got like, pit in my stomach. I was like, I gotta make a change. So 25, I pretty much sold all my shit and made the move down to Florida without a job lined up or anything. And just like I knew I had to be somewhere all the time, sun, and I haven't really looked back since. I mean, I had a good job working with all my buddies, making good money, but it's just like, it's not complete.
Yeah.
So it's probably the time when I was like, I gotta make a change, and quarter life crisis or whatever at 25.
Yeah, I think quarter life crisis there works out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about like 25 is when most young people start to like figure out like, all right, cool. I have the rest of my life ahead of me, and 25 of those years are gone. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely had that moment. It hit me a little bit later. It hit me at 27. I was like, whoa, I'm about to be 30, and I have not done anything in my life. What the hell am I doing?
27, huh?
Yeah.
I thought 30 would mess with me, but it didn't.
Yeah.
25 was it.
Yeah. Honestly, like a lot of people are scared of 30. I'm like, I don't know. I'm 34. I'm like the best shape of my life. You know, I'm making very good money.
Cut.
Thank you. I'm like, I don't know. I feel better. Like 34-year-old me right now would kick 24-year-old me's ass.
Really?
Like easily.
That's good.
Oh yeah. Like I would have my way with 24-year-old me. I was like, oh, you think you can throw a punch? Oh no,
Boom.
you can't. Oh, no. Bring it on, little Rex.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, but like, no. I think age is. I mean, there are effects because because I don't recover as well as I used to.
Yeah.
That I've noticed, but at the same time, like it doesn't affect my training, or any other parts of my life.
That's good. Yeah, recovery is the biggest change I've seen too. You're 16, 20, bounce right back.
Oh, dude, in 16, I could train for 3 hours and then eat McDonald's and then do it again. Yeah. None of that right now.
Nope.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. So like All right. How are you able to balance like all of these things? I know we kind of touched on it. You said you're disciplined, but like the social life aspect. I'll be honest. Like my social life is pretty rough right now because my social life, and this is kind of just me asking this, but I think a lot of the viewers would get this a lot too because balance is something a lot of people struggle with. They're too much into one thing and they forget about they neglect other parts of their life. Because for me, it's like my entire social life is surrounded by like the things that I like to do, which is like martial arts, working out and like business. But like outside of that, like I don't hang out with my martial arts buddies outside of martial arts. I don't hang out with like my business buddies outside of business. I'm not sure if that's the same case for you, but I definitely feel like there's things I could definitely do to improve my own social life. I'm curious how if you experienced that too, or am I just overthinking this whole thing?
So, I mean, for the social life, I like to party. Mm-hmm. You're straight edge too.
Yeah.
But I have to blow off steam, which I've always liked drinking. Mm-hmm. I like being out. But I also say no to shit I don't want to do. Mm-hmm. My free time I take just as serious as my work time or wake skating, where I'm going to do what I want with this free time because that's what I work hard for, is to go out and do the things I want to do. Someone wants me to, we're going to do this. I'm like, well, that's not exactly what I want to do. I mean, I'll cater to it for, certain things. If it's a, work event, I like going to those too. Mm-hmm. But if it's, we're going to do this at the beach, it's like, okay, well, I got to go wake skate first because I have to check that box, and then I can meet up with you guys, party after. Didn't miss anything, but I got my shit done during the day, and then when I have those free hours, I fill it with what I want to do. And luckily I've made some like-minded friends along the way that like doing the same stuff I do, whether that be going out partying, going to concerts, comedy clubs, just general mischief. I like doing stuff that excites me and not just stagnant and going home, watch TV. I try not to even have that thing on at all. So being outside, that was part of moving to Florida. is I got to be outside all the time doing something. There's enough fun stuff around that I can just go out, walk around, and find something to do. But I try to fill my free time with what I want to do, because that's what keeps me going. So I don't necessarily bend to other people's requests. I will do stuff, of course, in the grand scheme of things you got to, but my free time's mine. So that's how I look at it.
You say you're not a disciplined guy, but everything I'm hearing right now is like, this is a very disciplined individual.
But my free time, I don't like having discipline where it's like, I need to get somewhere. That's about it. But I like having not knowing. Like, I don't watch previews for movies. I like going in blind and just experiencing something as it comes. And I think being open to new stuff just without a plan helps too.
Gotcha. So like, what are some other things that you like to do then outside of waking and working in sales and partying?
Anything on the water is fun.
Should have seen that one coming.
Yeah. Filming videos. I just got an electric dirt bike, so I like ripping through town on that. It's a fun way to get around town. Skateboarding. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, concerts, comedy shows. I like going to shows, live entertainment.
Kendrick Lamar's in town.
I just saw him.
Oh, how was that?
Yeah, it was a great show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
I think half the office went to that. It was a good show. Family, friends, just trying to fill the hours with fun stuff.
Gotcha. So like, there's this philosophy that I like to follow from Charlie Munger. He said like, to build a healthy life, you need health, wealth, love, and happiness. None are more important than the other, and they're all, and you have to focus on all four of those. How would you say your health, wealth, love, and happiness are?
I would say full on all of them.
Wow.
I mean, standing no health problems now. I don't know if some of my choices will bite me in the ass later down the road, but I'd rather, I think it was Hunter S. Thompson's, like, I don't know the exact quote, but no one gets out alive, so might as well have fun with it.
It's nobody goes through life without strife or something like that.
We'll have to plug that in somehow.
We'll
the real one,
yeah,
was a full thing, but yeah, healthy now, feeling good, trying to take care of that. Wealth, not where I want to be, but chipping away at it, and comfortable now more than I ever have as far as that. Wealth of friends, which I think leads into the, wealth?
Health, wealth, love, and happiness.
Yeah, love and happy. I mean, those all kind of intertwine together.
Yeah.
Got an amazing family, girlfriend, friends, and I think that all contributes to the happiness, those other three, like you said. So it's a good spot in life, and I know nothing is constant, so stuff always changes, and you never know when it's going to change, so I like getting it while it's good.
Have you always been like this, healthy, positive-minded?
No. Because before I achieved these goals, I didn't see the actual payout. So it was just grinding, and then you see a little bit of success that keeps you going. But I had like 3 or 4 jobs down here before I landed that current one, and hated all of them because they didn't give me the chance to earn as much or the free time to go pursue other aspects that made my life complete. So those were not as fun times, but powered through them. I took what I could from them, and they kind of all meshed together in this current role that allowed me to do some cool stuff.
So tell me a little bit more about those times where you either had the time but no money, or you had like the money but no time. Like, and I imagine during those times you were still trying to wake skate as well, and still trying to pursue a professional career on top of everything else you've got going on in your life. Like, because you definitely made it sound like it definitely wasn't. Well, it's not all been sunshine and rainbows, especially during those times.
Yeah. I mean, the first job when I moved down here, it was like advertising, so I would sell pretty much anything that you could put a logo on. So I got to go around, visit all these other different businesses, try to sell them shit to put their, for the most part, cold calling. But I got to see what other companies were out there. So I was like, oh, that could be a cool one to work with. So that was kind of nice. I got to see what else was out there, visit Tampa. But I would cut out of that job every day at 5, go right to the cable park, ride till 7:30, and then weekends party. And then just kind of repeat that cycle. I was making just enough to pay rent. Left that job. What did I do next with that? I think I was a recruiter after that.
Oh, that's rough. You're doing like 500 phone calls a day.
That was, just grinding. Phone, I had to go out. It was mostly in the tech space, so like DevOps and just talking about, I like technology. It's fascinating, but shit was so over my head, that kind of stuff that they were into. Got to meet some cool people, but that was just a grind, and pay is always fluctuating and depends on the requirement you got. Were you a recruiter before?
I have friends who've done recruiting.
Okay.
I've done sales for like 7 years though.
Okay.
So I've talked with other people in sales, and stories get shared.
Yeah. And I'm not a morning person, but you had to be there like 7 every day, and
which means you're up at 5.
Yeah, and those were long 10, 12-hour days every day. So I was leave there burnt out, not a lot of time to ride, just on the weekends, and I had other obligations, so nothing was balanced. So I left that one, and then got another job in medical device sales and software. And I was up in New Jersey and New York a lot for my territory, so that I was gone a lot, didn't have that much of a social life, not wake skating as much. Mm-hmm. And then, landed. And that kind of was what it came full circle. So I had to go through those periods of, all right, this sucks, got to do it, but still chipping away at where I wanted to be. Mm-hmm. And then somehow all came together, Tony and Justin and them, but never knew what was next.
And you kept your head up through all that time, or were there like times where like, I don't fucking know if I can keep doing this? Well, you hopped jobs a few times, I guess that answers that question.
Yeah, I was just like, I always knew, I was like, all right, I got the skill set to do something, I just didn't know what.
Yeah.
From advertising to recruiting to medical to buildings, none of those really intertwined, but I also have reached out to sponsors that I have for wake skating. I got a hot sauce sponsor, a bouncy water ball, Waboba, and then wake skating. Most of those don't even intertwine, but somehow make it work. It's shit I like.
That hot sauce is really good.
It is.
Hank sauce? Mm-hmm. Shout out to Hank sauce.
Hank sauce is legit.
Yes. It was honestly the best hot sauce I ever had. You placed a bottle on my desk, I was like, what the fuck? Oh, that's what the fuck.
Yep.
That shit was good. So how do you go about getting sponsorships as wake skating then? Because wake skating is, like you said, so niche, so the community is so small. Like I don't see many companies really wanting to like sponsor it unless they're involved in wake skating themselves. And I could be wrong.
So I would sell it mostly just as myself. First sponsors were hot sauce and Waboba, which have nothing to do with wake skating. But I was like, here's all the things I'm into. Here's my background in sales. Here's what I want to do. Kind of made a story around that. It's like, that's what I'm looking for. It's like, I already like your guys' stuff. Mm-hmm. And then Hank Sauce created like a affiliate program for me where I get commission off of bottles sold with the code or whatever. I'm not getting rich doing any of this shit. It's like enough to pay for a bar tab maybe every 6 months. Yeah. But just stuff I already use. I was like, reach out to them. So it was all me going out and finding it for the most part. And then actual wake skate companies just from riding, being at events and that kind of stuff.
So you just randomly just emailed or just walked into Hank Sauce one day like, hey, by the way, let's form a partnership here?
I wrote them like a half for a full page thing. Yeah, they're in New Jersey. They've never even met me. But
oh, wow.
Yeah, I wrote them a whole thing that I did research on them where I looked them up, their backstory, how I could relate to it. There were 3 guys from college that moved to Florida that were into surfing that started this out of their garage. So I related their story to what I came from, what I wanted to do, and they had enough to schedule a call, and go from there.
Interesting. How are they doing?
They're growing. They got a restaurant. I mean,
Oh shoot.
they just bought a big production facility about a year before I got into building sales. He's like, man, we could hit you up. Damn.
Oh well. Yeah, I mean, you're doing well now, and it seems like they're doing well.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Awesome.
don't know how much correlation there, but more people I get onto Hank sauce, it's just good hot sauce. I would tell people about it anyways before.
It's really good hot sauce. I mean, I look at these things like butterfly effects. Like, you never know what little rock that you're going to kick that's going to turn into an avalanche, you know? Like,
Yeah.
so it's like whether you had a part in it or not, like whether it was big or small, it is irrelevant. The fact of the matter is you had a part to play in it, and they had a part to play in helping you out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Awesome, man. And I think that's like the thing that most people forget when they're chasing like their dreams or whatever, is they're trying to focus on like the big things, when I'm like, no, it's always the little things that you do that pay off dividends later on. And I think one of my proofs of that is, for myself, is I made a random video like about 3 years ago. It's like a Dragon Ball Z video. It's like about 30 seconds long. It's like a really dumb video.
Yeah.
And it just hovered at like 50 views for the longest time. And just this year alone, it suddenly blew up to like 35,000 views. It just out of nowhere. It's a seed I planted 2 years ago, and it blew up now. I'm like, it's interesting.
What took? Was it like some TikTok or something now?
No, I didn't do any. No, this is a video that's not even on this channel. It's on a different channel that I don't even touch or promote. Somebody just Googled Android 17 versus Piccolo one day, and they probably saw my video and they clicked on it and they laughed, and then they probably shared it. This is what I'm thinking, and then the algorithm just ran with it for about like 3 months.
It's wild. I mean, you never know what's going to take on that stuff nowadays too. But
Yeah. And I think like last I checked, it gained like another 5,000 views in like a month. I'm like, this is weird. I put zero energy into this,
yeah.
and it's outperforming my actual channel, which I'm very perplexed about.
So you put all this work into it, and then you have some thing you forget about.
But then that's how that works, though, because like I have another video that's being run right now. It's at 18,000 views, and for like, and same story, but like the first 2 months, like it stayed at like 100, and then it just like picked up out of nowhere.
Everyone starts somewhere, so it's
yeah. And I think that's with everything in life. So like, have you ever had like a moment like that in your career where like something a seed that you planted and you forgot about just somehow just like bloomed and blossomed out of nowhere, and you're like, damn.
It'd probably just be from relationships made along the way, that someone told me about a job or this opportunity, or you need to meet this person that I might have just been buddies with in college. Like, probably learned just as much at the bar as I did in the classroom, just meeting people that I think, who knows half of it, at least get your foot in the door. And then, I mean, no one's asked to see my degree since I got it. So I think that probably just be something some friend had made along the way that told me about something. I don't know a specific besides job opportunities. Or Justin, I met him at the cable park. It's my roommate now, Tony's brother, that we were just bullshitting. So, hey man, let's go grab a beer sometime. I was like, all right. And then a few weeks later, went to Hat Tricks, grabbed a beer with him, became buddies. He introduced me to Rob. We were drinking at the bar, let's go skydiving. It's like, next day we went skydiving, then to the pony track, gambled for a little bit, and then we've been friends ever since. And then a few years later, Tony moves down, starts this company, and gets me into like seeds. I don't know if that was planted, where it's just, hey, just opportunities that I go in with no intentions and shit just happens.
One thing leads to another, and then before you know it, your life has changed. Yeah. Awesome.
I don't know if that was
no
answer to it.
no, that counts. Because if you never met Justin's what started it, right?
Yeah.
So if you never met Justin, or like if you even think about it, like if something changed and you never even got to meet Justin, like if you didn't even move down to Tampa, then you wouldn't have met Justin, and then
a lot of variables. Life would have been a lot different.
Yeah, I think that's really cool to think about. Like when you think about like how things originated, like something I think about every so often is Christopher Columbus is the luckiest man in history. If you really think about it, because he just hopped on 3 boats, he sailed across the ocean hoping to find India.
That's wild.
And he missed it by like 1,000 miles, literally.
Yep.
And if this continent of North America didn't exist, he would have killed himself and all and every single person on those 3 boats. Like, he had no idea that this chunk of land even existed. He hit it on accident. And if he never hit it, no one would know who he is.
It's true.
And then
that's pretty ballsy, yeah. Just getting a boat and I'm going to go out there.
Just landed in Dominican Republic one day, and then before you knew it, we now have the United States of America and Canada and Mexico and this whole other side of the planet,
Yeah, that...
Awesome.
That is, pretty wild to think about.
Luckiest man in history.
He is.
Yeah.
Weren't they trying to get rid of Columbus Day? They do some bad stuff too or something? We don't need to get in that.
Yeah. No, that whole movement is great. Cancel culture is just weird.
I'm over that.
Yeah, I don't understand that stuff. I think I tried to understand it because I just naturally an empath, I guess, but I don't understand the mentality it takes to want to destroy something from the past that has such a significant impact of things today.
I agree.
All right. So anyway, let's steer away from that.
Yeah.
Unless you want to talk about that.
I'm good on that.
Yeah. I'll bring Robin back in for that one.
There you go. That'd be good.
Awesome. All right. So what's next for Alex then? You've accomplished so much, done a lot, got to this point in life. What's next?
That's a good question. I just got my first pro model board, which was dream come true from Leaf Wake Skates.
What's a pro model board and how's it different from a non-pro model board?
Has my name on the bottom. So that's...
Oh, it's the one that's sitting in the office right now.
Got that on the office, and that's pretty much ever since I got my first skateboard at 10. Like, that was my dream to have a board with my name on it, and they surprised me at the last contest with it. Didn't see it coming, and that's a huge accomplishment for me. And I mean, I like just looking at it and
good shit, bro.
Just appreciate it. Just piece of wood, but I mean that is 21 years of work for that, sacrificed body, time, money. So it's cool to finally have that. And I was like, I'm getting old. I don't know if that's ever gonna happen, but super stoked on that. So trying to keep pushing in wake skating, do well in these contests, film a video part that hopefully will have a lasting impact or something that I can always look back on as a time capsule. So I want to go hard for that because I think that'd be, when I'm 50, 60, you can always look back on that. Work.
A symbol of your hard work.
Exactly. Yep. And I compare video parts to like an album for a musician where it's like, all right, this was what I did these years. Here it is. I mean, probably not that deep, but it's want to put a lot into it. And here's the best of what I have. So focusing on that. Work, want to keep pushing, want to be the top salesman. Personal life, just want to keep family, friends close, doing cool shit with them, growing, and then travel more domestically, internationally, do wake skate trips, other fun stuff. Just keep living, where not get complacent or bored or comfortable.
I don't think you have a problem with that.
I don't think so either.
All right. You ever think about doing like your own brand, like Ambs boards?
No, I don't want to build any boards or just leave that to Leaf. They can print the name on it. I like those. He makes them good, and I don't think I'm going to improve on any board stuff.
Let them worry about it.
Yep. I really don't have the time for that stuff right now. I mean, maybe one day start my own company. I have no idea what it would be in, though.
Would it be Waking?
No. There's good companies out there that already do it, and I don't think I can improve on them. Like the Nubs or Grip Tape, that's already, Atlas does good ones. And
is as good as it gets right now?
I think so. And I'm happy riding for them. And I mean, I'm gonna ride that as long as I can, and then someday do something. But hopefully take all those experiences and then do something cool. But I don't know what in yet.
Go the Tony Hawk route.
Yeah, like do that. That guy's got it figured out.
Yeah. Awesome, man. All right, man. Well, this was definitely a very, very fun conversation.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and I've always wanted to like peer into your mind a little bit, peer into your world. Like, is it as cool as I think it is?
I don't know, but I'm having a good time.
Yeah, that's all that counts, man.
Yep.
You're very good energy, and I definitely love what you bring to wherever you are.
Thanks, man.
Awesome, thank you, man. All right, cool. Anything else you want to say to him before we cut it short?
Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks, Rex, for having me, and yeah, get after it.
Yeah, we'll bring this back in a few years after, what you been up to since then.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks, dog.
All right, brother.
See ya.
All right, cool.
I don't know if that's sign off there.
Yeah.